missed it. Here, oh, delicious. Cheers, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze. You don't like the absinthe spray?
It's actually pretty good.
Your mouth's just like, oof, dropping me. So I had to give me some. No? Okay. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze. If you know us and you've been watching us for a long time, you know that this channel started over 4 years ago with Bulleit Bourbon. It was our very first episode. It was the normal Bulleit. This is probably bottle number 4, 3.
Yeah.
What is the normal Bulleit? We actually have all of the Bulleits except for one. We've been trying to get, but every time I see it in the store, I'm just not happy with the cost. And then something else catches my eye and I get it. So one of these days I'll get the 12-year. But otherwise we have the barrel proof, the Brewer's Blend or whatever it's called, the Founders, the Rye, the regular, and this is the 10-year. And we actually really like Bulleit. I think also you may notice that when we do cocktail hours on Fridays, Cody's rye of choice, and he uses rye, and almost everything is Bulleit. That's his favorite rye.
And Bulleit seems to be like a lot of people's favorite because it's won quite a few awards and consecutively. Yeah.
So if you like what we do, make sure you hit the like and subscribe and check out all of our other videos and share our videos with us. So today we are doing the Bulleit 10-year from the Bulleit Distillery. This is a bourbon. Bulleit is from Kentucky, so you can call this a true bourbon. True bourbon if you want. I don't really subscribe to that, but a lot of people do. That bourbons really are unique to Kentucky, but whatever. Again, this is the 10-year. Its proof is 45% or 90, which I think is pretty much typical of all of their bourbons except for their barrel proof. And the price on this isn't too bad at $36.99. I find Bulleit's ranging from about $25 to $50 depending on what liquor store you go into. So for the 10-year to be stuck in the middle of that, that's pretty good. It's that 12-year that I'm having trouble getting at a cost or price that I'm willing to pay. This is 68% corn, 28% rye, and just a 4% on malted barley. So it's a pretty heavy corn liquor, but with the nice right amount of spiciness from the rye. Now, we were debating before the show because this is another uncorking. Just opened this today. We don't know that we've actually tried this at all.
I don't recollect.
I'll be editing it and putting it up and find out we've already done an episode on it, but I don't think so. All right. So $36.99 is going to make this a 2-barrel on cost. And again, it's $45.90. Excuse me. It's not as woody on the nose that I would have expected from a 10-year-old bourbon.
Something crawling around.
Okay. A little bit different we'll have to do a comparison episode on the different bourbons. Once we get that elusive one that
we can do a
whole bourbon family one. No real big difference on aroma with the water.
Definitely a bourbon.
Yeah. He hasn't even done a single rating yet.
Yeah, I have. Oh.
So this will be a cut, and we'll come back when he's all done.
About a day or two.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. And he seems to be nearing the end of his tasting here. Hey, your little friend that was over there is over here now. Okay, so for cost, it's $36.99. That's a 2-barrel on the cost rating system that we have in place. For aroma, I'm giving it a 3.5, which is also what you gave it. Would you care to explain?
It's got some vanilla.
Okay.
A little bit of tobacco-y, because that's kind of a little bit with bourbon you get.
Okay.
It's got that oak barrel smell to it.
Okay.
And a little bit of cherry with it.
Right. So I'm definitely picking up that 28-30% rye, that spiciness.
And I didn't really get the rye in the flavor, or in the
See, I get it on the nose. And I also get vanilla, dark cherry, and the char. I didn't get the tobacco you got, but I can see that.
Just a little touch of it, not heavily.
Yeah. So it smells very typical of a bourbon with a high rye content to me. A nice bourbon-esque aroma with a spiciness of the rye. For flavor, I give it a 3.5. You're giving it a 4.
It's pretty good. And I definitely, with the water, it really brought out the rye.
Okay.
With the water.
So what do you get on the flavor?
The rye and
a spiciness?
Yeah.
A little bit for me, but not much. I'm getting a silky sweet vanilla to it, but it's also got a dryness to it, kind of like a dry wine kind of vibe to it. So it's not all sweet. It's kind of a contradiction there. And a little bit of medicinal, but overall it's a 3.5 to me on flavor. I think it's got a good bourbon flavor. It's just, I don't know. And it must be the 10-year, because normally our bourbons are about 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. The 10-year might be throwing some things on that I'm not used to.
Mellowing one things and bringing out the other things.
I don't know that the water changed much the flavor.
I think it did a tiny bit, because after I put the water in, I definitely tasted the rye more.
Okay.
And I also got a little bit of baked goods in there after the water. I didn't get that before.
Okay. For bite, we each give it a 3.5. There's no real lingering to it.
And for the 90 proof, I mean.
So that gives me 12.5 points and you 13. So that's a rating of a 3. I think it's actually a 3.5. I think it's got a half barrel bonus to it.
It's the cost that's kind of bringing it down.
Yeah, it's the cost, and I think that the flavor probably needs a little bit more, investigation. In all transparency here, we just did an episode right before this on the Black Eagle honey, and that really kind of messed up our flavor.
Palate.
Yeah. So we probably should have done these in the opposite, but I think this is a 3.5 barrel bourbon. Did you hear that? Good Lord. They had to have heard that. You have had. If you didn't hear it in editing, I'll make sure you hear it. I'll put something in there. All right. Tell us what you think about Bulleit Bourbon's 10-year. Pretty sure that universally most people really like the Bulleit Bourbons, the 10, or the regular Bulleit and the rye. I haven't really had the barrel strength very much. This is our only bottle, and we've kind of milked it, and we've had this for a while. This was rated as a 4. To kind of give you an idea, the very first episode we ever did for bourbon, or for this, was Bulleit, and we rated this as a 4.5.
And that was our first episode. That was our first episode, so we were going
high bar
into this with like bright, shiny eyes.
And rye, the Bulleit rye, which is one of our favorite, is only rated as a 3.
But I think we've gone through a few of those bottles.
Quite a few, and I have a really big bottle down here. And then this is the Frontier Select, the Founders Edition, I think. The Blenders Select, which we have not tried as of yet. So, to be a 3.5, I think that's a pretty good deal. Tell us what you think about that. Make sure you check out all of our other videos Monday through Friday. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and our merchandise. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe and share our videos. It means a lot to us. And I think that's it. Remember, there's... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say...
One more thing.
No, there's only...
Oh, there's no bad whiskey. There's only good whiskey and great whiskey. And this is pretty darn good whiskey.
I would border on great whiskey.
I wouldn't. I'd say it's pretty darn good. Not quite great.
I said bordered on the great whiskey.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
Laters.
I'm just messing with you.